Hello everybody, this is Andrew Hicks, your technology trainer for the Ubaldini Group. Now where we left off in the last video is we prepared the envelope, we got the documents ready to be signed, and the next step is we are going to get those documents signed. So just to give you a quick overview, is we're going to start the signature process, and we'll get them signed, and then we'll in the next video we'll put them into command. That way we can submit it to compliance and they can look it over. So the next step, once we've added everybody into the envelope that needs to sign it, what we will do is click on the next button here in the upper right hand corner. And that will add the area where we can put in the signatures, type in any sort of text, and manipulate the document from here. So from what you can see, if we scroll through here, you can see down here towards the bottom we've got the initials that are required for the parties to sign. Now you can see since we chose pre-tagged roles, it fills these in automatically for us. If I click on the initial here, you can see on the right hand side it updates with who it is that's the recipient. Now if we wanted to change who needs to initial right here, we can change that right here by clicking on any of these options. You can see they're going to correspond to different colors. So we'll go ahead and choose Bob on this one since that's who's supposed to sign it. Now if we scroll down even further, you can see we've got the signatures and the date signed on here. So what we'll do, we'll go ahead and we'll go back up to the top here. Now, let's say that Krista, the agent, is going to have to fill in the information on here. So what we can do is we can add a text box in here. We click on text here on the left-hand side. And let's say they need to put in the legal description. So we can put that text box there. Now we can expand that text box by dragging the corner of it here, and we can expand that across there. That way we can type in those, type in the legal description. We can add the text on here, and once we add that text on there, it will be filled in automatically. That way everybody's able to see it here. Now we can choose to put a checkbox in here in case, let's say if we need to have somebody check yes or no for a lockbox. To do that, we can choose the radio button, which means that we'll have two buttons, one of which they can check. So you can see we can click that there and it gives us another one automatically. We can drag that over the no box, that way they can choose yes or no. Now you can add a checkbox in here where they just have to check it. So we could just put that on here for the lockbox. That way once we submit it, you will have to check on that little box and that will put that little check mark next to yes. Now we'll go ahead and scroll down and we will take a look at the signatures here because there's one very important thing you do need to be aware of. And that is the fact that signatures can overlap. So let's say if we needed to add in another signature right here. Let's say if we need to get Kathy to sign right here. We put the signature. If we put that signature box right here, chances are they are going to overlap. Now, the reason being is that this signature area, this is not how big the signature is going to be, especially if they have a very long name. So we want to make sure that we give them ample space in between, that way they don't overlap. Now, since we don't want Kathy to sign right here, we are going to delete it. And to delete that, if we click on the signature box, we can click on delete here in the right hand side, or we can just press the delete key on our keyboard and that will delete it. Now you can copy and paste these signatures if you're filling out a document that was not a form. You can always copy this signature blank here and you can paste it, that way you don't have to keep dragging it from the side here. So that's really it. That is how you drag the options over into the document here. And you should be able to, you should know where to put the information for these documents. If you do need help with that, definitely feel free to contact compliance and they can help out with filling out those these blanks here for what's required, what may not be. So once we are done with that, we can preview the document. So to do that, if you hit recipient preview, and I always recommend choosing recipient preview before sending it out because once we hit that send button, it does not let you know that it doesn't give you a warning saying, are you sure you want to send it? It will do it immediately. So we always want to check that recipient preview. This is also going to give us a view of what we can expect our clients to see. So you can see right now we're viewing it as Kathy Loblaw. reviewing it what they would see on a computer. We can see what they're going to be viewing on an iPad or a tablet, and what it would look like if we chose a phone. So we're going to choose computer here, and we're going to choose Krista Jensen. So this is what Krista is going to see here. You can see they've got test. This is a legal description here. You can see that we've got our radio buttons here that we chose, where we can choose no, or we can choose yes, and you can see how it switches between the two of them. We've got our checkbox here under yes. We put that little check mark in there if we need to. We can hit next, and it's going to require us to fill this in here. And we went ahead and we chose yes on here. We can put in the signature, which if we click right on there, it will add that signature in. Now again, these can overlap, so you definitely want to make sure that if the date is fairly long, you want to drag it a little bit more to the left. So we'll go ahead and we'll correct that. So we'll go ahead and close out of here. And we're going to go ahead and correct that date sign real quick. That way we get it nice and neat. So we'll move this one right over here. We'll move this date sign over a little bit as well. Once we're done, once we're happy with how it looks, we'll check that recipient preview here again real quick just to make absolutely sure. And yep, sure enough, we've got the information here. Let's take a look and make sure. Yep, so you can see it doesn't overlap as much here. So we'll go ahead and close out of here, and let's go ahead and send this document out. So to send that out, if we just click on Send here in the upper right-hand corner, and you can choose to sign it if you are the agent. Obviously we are, so we can sign it from here. If we click on that envelope, you can see it says that we need to sign. We can click Sign right here, and that's going to prepare the document for us. So we'll hit Continue, and you can put in our legal description here. We'll hit Next. We can choose our radio button here. We can choose our little checkbox, which is optional there. We'll go ahead and hit that signature blank, and we'll hit Finish here. And I will go ahead and sign the documents on mine here. So I'm going to go ahead and pause the video, and I will sign those documents, and we'll pick it up from there. So as you can see, we now have all of these signatures completed, and we can tell because it says completed in green, we've got that check mark. We can click on that envelope here, and it shows who has already signed it. As you can see, everybody has signed it. It gives us the date and the time that they were able to sign that document at. We can view those documents that they signed. So what we'll do now, we'll go ahead and close out of this window. We're in our envelopes area here. So if we go over to our documents area, we can see that that document is now signed. We have that little sheet of paper here on the side with the green word signed and that little green check mark. So that is now a flat PDF that we're able to put into Command to submit to compliance. Now, you'll notice that we do have an unsigned copy here. Now, this will always stay on here. Once you get it signed, it's going to be a separate flat PDF. The reason being is if we made a mistake inside of this document after they had signed it, and we needed to send another one out, we can always click on this PDF, this form here, and we'll be able to type in any details that we may have missed or make any corrections that we need to, which in this case we could put in the legal description, which is right there. We can fill in the information as we need to, hit these little radio buttons, and then we can go and put it back into an envelope, put our recipients in, and get it signed. So we'll go ahead and save and close that document there. Now, that is it. So just to kind of recap what we did, we started the envelope, we've already started that envelope. In this video, all we did was we worked through DocuSign. We showed you how to add signatures, how to add text, radio buttons, checkboxes, where to adjust the signatures so they do not overlap, how to add those in there, how to change the signature of somebody on there that needs to sign it, how to preview it, and then finally how to send that out. So in the next video, we're actually going to submit these documents to compliance, and you will be able to see that process in the next video.